I'd like to welcome everybody to this wonderful event and this wonderful day. It's a great day at Oklahoma State University. It's a great day in the state of Oklahoma. We get an opportunity to celebrate our third Wellness Day here at Oklahoma State, and doing so in a fashion that is unique and special. We have this opportunity to open up our ESports Arena. And when we think about wellness, we think about one of the big components of that is community and the ability to come together with people with like interests, like experiences, but also people that come from a vast variety of backgrounds and experiences. And this esports arena gives us that opportunity. Gives us that opportunity amongst our own students, but then also across the country and now even across the world. Esports is one of the fastest growing sporting industries in the country. And we have a state-of-the-art opportunity right here in this transformative space in the student union. The largest, most comprehensive student union in the country just became a little bit larger and a little bit more comprehensive. And we're extraordinarily proud of that. So welcome, we're thrilled that you're here. And now I'd like to turn it over to one of the leaders of this experience, Tracy Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Hollenbeck, for your kind words about our state. I can't express how exciting this opportunity is today. We have the opportunity to showcase a space that we have been wanting to do for well over a year and beyond. But I have to credit the vision for this space to my predecessor. He was Assistant Vice President and former Director of the Student Union, Mitchell Kilcrease. This is an exciting time for the union, for our staff. They've all worked so hard to see this project finally realized. The student union has historically been tagged the living room of our campus, and when we had to close our doors due to the pandemic, we were in the very early stages of construction. So we had a tough decision to make. Continue as planned or put the project on hold. Honestly, it didn't take long to give the project the go-ahead because our team believed that there's no better location than the student union for housing the Oklahoma State ESports Arena and for providing an exciting new space for our students to return to when we were able to safely open our doors again. Although we weren't able to open at the beginning of the spring semester, we felt it was important to at least give the students a preview today before their semester ends. At this time, I want to thank several members of our team and our union family for their hard work and dedication to make this arena possible today. From the meeting and conference services area, we have Adam Barnes, Sean Knoll, Ryan Hatcher, and Haley McNeely. From our building operations area, Manny Alrocky, Al Maxwell, Cheryl Johnson. From our IT crew, Chris Conway and Mike Peaster. Our marketing folks, Debbie Shotwell, Colton Gamble, and Kaylee Bookout. And from our retail operations area, Blaine Peters, Christy Lynch, and Lance Hinkle. And last but certainly not least, I want to especially thank our past and present officers of the Gamers of OSU for helping support this initiative with us. I'll also give a plug to stay tuned for information about a larger grand opening event that we plan on hosting Welcome Week in the fall semester. At this time, I'll turn it over to Adam Barnes to talk about our journey. Thank you.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Tracy and Dr. Hollenbeck. As they alluded to, we are so excited to offer this preview of the arena in conjunction with our Student Wellness Day on campus. What you'll see today is a cumulative effect of many hours of conversation, proposals, meetings, plans, revised plans, itineraries, and travel. None of which would be possible without the people that you see here today. There's almost an innumerable list of contributing individuals that made this vision a reality. From the student gamers of OSU all the way to Vice President Hollenbeck, the arena, its benefits and potential are a testament to what can be achieved when a group of people from different departments, even different divisions, unify around a common purpose to accomplish a goal. John F. Kennedy said that a rising tide lifts all boats, and we view esports as a potential tidal wave that could help connect the student union and OSU with current and prospective students for generations to come. At the very least, we've transformed a space for the student body to gather face-to-face and connect in a meaningful way. At the most, the sky's the limit. As gaming and esports continue to ingrain itself in society and on college campuses, we want Oklahoma State to be in a position to capitalize on the opportunity that the industry presents. Our largest recognized student group is the Gamers of OSU, and as long as I can remember, they have been heavy users of the student union's meeting space. We are so grateful for the input and the vision and guidance that they've provided over the past couple of years, not only towards the construction of the arena, but in helping us understand how esports fits on a college campus. Through them, we learned that anyone can game and that most people do in some form or fashion. They showed us that esports transcends gender, it transcends ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and even age. Gamers just want to engage and unify around the common goal of competitive fun, and we're happy to provide that for the students. Student Affairs is about the students. It's about engagement, inclusivity, diversity, persistence, and the out-of-classroom experience. And we want to do our part to help students persist and make lasting connections and memories while at OSU. And we believe that esports checks all of the boxes, not the least of which is fun. However, we are a university, and there is definitely an academic component to esports. To that end, the School of Media and Strategic Communications plans to offer a certificate in esports beginning next semester, and the student union is thrilled to have one of our own, Sean Knoll, as a lecturer in the program. We're going to hear from him in just a second, but before we do, I want to introduce Sky Cooley from the School of Media and Strategic Communications to tell us about their plans with the esports certificate.
Thank you, Adam, and Tracy, and Aaron, and everyone that's been a part of this and allowed the School of Media and Strategic Communications to be a part of this. The School of Media and Strategic Communications is really excited to partner with Student Union Services and with the Gamers of OSU. Pending final approval by the Board of Regents, we'll be offering a certificate program in esports to OSU students within the SMSC. To my knowledge, this will make OSU the first major R1 university to offer an esports certificate program in an accredited school of media. The reason the SMSC wants to be involved in esports is that it represents the cutting edge of immersive media. In an ever-expanding digital landscape, esports offers inclusive, co-ed competitive spaces to create brands, community, push boundaries of identity, and shape new frontiers of advertising and creative public spaces. How these online gaming spaces develop walks hand in hand with how our society evolves and utilizes media to both generate revenue and digital public spaces. The billion-dollar esports industry offers prospective students numerous media-centric job opportunities, and those opportunities will only grow in the coming years and decades. Our goal is to give students insight into career offerings, a depth understanding of the history and trajectory of esports, and discuss the larger societal implications. The SMSC has a history of pioneering programs within sports media journalism, and adding a certificate in esports is a perfect fit. We plan to bring esports professionals and experts from both here at OSU and across the country to serve as lecturers in the certificate program, and are genuinely proud to be a part of this larger initiative focused on esports. Go Gamers of OSU and go Pokes. And now I will turn it over to one of the faces of esports, one of the leaders of this program, Sean Knoll.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming out today. I get to do the fun part. My name is Sean Knoll, and I'm the advisor to the Gamers of OSU. I've actually had the pleasure of getting to know a lot of them over the past 3 years. It's been a highlight of my life, and I'm very, very, very excited to be able to have this opportunity. You know, back in 2018, we took a look at the utilization of the student union, and one name kept coming up and coming up and coming up, and it was the Gamers of OSU. We thought, what is going on here? So we were very, very excited to get to know them. And what we noticed is students were bringing all of their own equipment to their LAN parties. And if you're a gamer or know anything about computers, is that you don't just unplug your PC and trek it across campus. They're just not built for that. And so we saw that as a need, and how we could create a space that welcomed students. It brought them out to engage, socialize. You know, gamers have this stigma of being in their parents' basement and not getting out and socializing. But the students that I've had the opportunity of talking to are probably some of the most social people I've ever met. And so to be able to create this space has really created an opportunity for them to get out and be engaged. I tell this story many times because I was this student. There were lots of times as a student that I couldn't get all my classes back to back, and so there was time within my classes that I would convince myself, I'll go home and I'll eat lunch and I'll come back on campus. Well, as a gamer, that doesn't really exist anymore because we just tend to get gaming and then it's 9 p.m., so we didn't go to our class. And so to be able to present this opportunity to have students to create a sense of accountability in between their classes. You know, maybe they come in and they play games in between classes and then go to their classes, create attendance, and really boost that is a great opportunity for us. And so with that being said, we're excited to bring this to Oklahoma State University and the Stillwater community. So let's head inside.
Hello everyone, and I am here inside the brand new esports lab. My name is Mally Jones, and I am here with Chris Conway, and Chris is the Student Union Senior Systems Administrator. So Chris, there are about 40 PCs here on the main deck of this lab. Can you tell me about those?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm so excited to tell you about these PCs. Before we talk about the PCs, the entire arena is filled with secret Lab Titan gaming chairs, Alienware keyboards and mice, and Alienware surround sound headsets. The 40 customer-facing PCs that you see right here are all Alienware Aurora R8s. They have 2080 Supers installed, i7s, and 144 Hz refresh rate monitors.
Wow, and so we also have this Varsity Arena in the back here, and those PCs look a little bit different. So what is unique about those?
Those are Alienware Aurora R9s, and they have a beefed-up graphics card. They have a NVIDIA 2080 Ti, and the monitors are 244 Hz refresh rate Alienware 1 millisecond gaming monitors. That's perfect for our varsity players. That way they kind of have the best equipment. You know, they're more competitive with that.
All right, well, games are always changing. So how do you plan to keep up with the frequent changes and updates for so many games in a lab this size?
So that's a great question. None of the PCs in the room actually have a hard drive installed. We do everything net booting from a server that's hooked up to a private network in the room. The server has a 40 gig per second network card on it, so that allows us to update the image for all the PCs in the background without disturbing any players. We've actually done that today. And then whenever we want to push the update, we just reboot the PC, so the entire room theoretically can be updated and rebooted in the background in a little over a minute without disturbing anyone. Now, the software that's running on the PCs that you see is GG Leap. That software is just a user-friendly interface that allows gamers to come in, log in with the sign-in that we give them, and access any of the 25 games that we have installed on the machines.
Wow, well, that's very convenient. And over here, we have the Twitch broadcasting station, and we actually have some students over here using it right now. So what can students use this area for?
So this is the most exciting area to set up for me personally. This is the beefiest PC we have. It has 64 gigs of memory, a 2080 Ti, an i9 installed. It has an Elgato 4K capture card. It has a 10 gig fiber port on it. And it's running software called vMix. And the vMix software that they're running their production through right now, we can utilize a standard in the room called NDI. So we grab a 1080p 60 frames per second footage from up to 30 PCs in the room, and we can pipe any of them out simultaneously. You hear them doing commentating in the background. We can feed that as well, and oddly enough, we can feed to 4 different places simultaneously, including O State TV, which we've done for this broadcast.
Wow, well, it definitely sounds like we have some top-notch technology in here. Thank you, Chris. Now we are going to be talking to the Gamers of OSU president, Sam Williams. So, Sam, what does a facility like this do for esports at Oklahoma State?
So really, this is like the first step for us. We are super, super excited to have a space that we can really show off our varsity players, that we can be as competitive as possible, because not everyone has the same specs on their PCs, not everyone has the same capabilities. We could all get in one space. But again, this is the first step. We are also working on an esports certificate this year. That should be starting up in the fall or the spring. And then from there on, we're hoping to get as validated as any sports program. So we're hoping to be able to scholarship in our players and to get like the best talent in the United States, which we do have a lot of, just naturally. We have amazing players here, but we could do even better. So this is the first step in a whole line of projects, and it's an amazing space that students can come in and enjoy their time in between classes, keep them on campus, keep them active, and make strong friendships, which is all of our club's about. So
How does a facility like this and an esports program impact students at Oklahoma State?
yeah, the biggest thing is keeping students on campus. It's so easy for gamers to want to like get right onto their PCs and run straight home after class, or even maybe skip classes to get in some hours, especially when there's scheduled events and stuff. So this is an amazing thing for the campus, just to keep students interactive, keep them at the union, get them involved in whatever's going on around campus, of course. But it's also great because, you know, we host LAN parties as a club where we bring all of our own equipment, all of our own PCs. It's set up in the Starlight Terrace. This means that students don't have to lug around all their equipment just to get out here. That was a huge drawback when we were trying to get involvement on campus. And even though we're one of the biggest student organizations on campus, it was so hard to get everyone to bring everything. So this is a great way to like, no business. It's just like you can come in, you can play, no questions asked. It's a really, really easy, fluent system, and it gets students involved, and it gets students excited to be here and excited to make friendships and join teams and all of that sort of thing.
And just like you said, the Gamers of OSU is the largest student group on campus. So what kind of impact does this make on your organization specifically, and how do you intend to use this space?
So, of course, I expect to see a huge influx of even more students wanting to be a part of our organization. This is a great way for us to kind of get in front of it and say, like, hey, we're here, we're doing things, join us, you know. We are a free organization. We don't have any membership dues or anything. And for this space, it means that we can host even more events, broader events, and host other colleges for tournaments, because we've hosted other colleges for tournaments in the past. We've hosted OU for Bedlam. We trade off every other year. They host it and we host it just like football does. And so this means we have a professional space to show off. It kind of fought in front of OU for Bedlam, and be able to host amazing tournaments that are very professionally well done, as well as being able to have a Twitch station so that we're not doing it in our dorm rooms anymore, because that's what we used to do. So it makes it professional. It helps develop us for esports careers in the future, and it helps us just get together and play some games.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. Well, now today is just a preview day, so the lab isn't quite open yet, but it will be in 2021, and the esports certificate is going to be available to all majors starting in the fall of 2021. If you want to learn more about esports, you can check out this week's Inside OSU podcast. I sat down with the executive director of the Varsity Esports Foundation in Kansas City, Bubba Gaddert, and we talked all about the impact that programs just like this one is making on students across the United States in both colleges and in high schools. Thank you everyone for watching, and go Pokes!
Relic with a flame strike, but Hayden able to find Big Mom on the Junkrat means they might be in a little bit of an even fight, maybe a little bit of a disadvantage, but they'll be back to a 5v5 soon. Ooh, a good swing from Knackley here, able to take out the Moira. A big hack coming onto Reinhardt means he won't be able to shield his team from any damage. Knackley pinning into Nax Ramus, but it just isn't enough. Keeping his shield up.
Charging bravely with 97 HP through the point into Snax Ramus. And it looks like the OSU gamers back there on the varsity rigs are going to be taking the first point pretty convincingly as Knackley finds his way right into a trap.
He should have looked where he was walking before he took that step.
Absolutely. As we look at Spencer here, playing Sombra, going forward a little bit, trying to find a hack. A little bit of stuttery on that one, but I assume that's just a one-time little deal.
A cool, ooh, wow. A big shatter coming out from Knack. Is that Knackley? Yes, but dying to the coalescence. Ooh, just barely missed it, I assume. Peggy03 taking the high ground. He's going to put so much damage into his Orisa, almost farming the EMP. It's going to get invisible, but gets caught out really easy. Ooh, no translocator on deck.
This is really wacky summer game.